often should I poop? So usually I go number 2 at least every 9 days. Some fitness have told me that it's normal to go at max 3 days apart. I'm a bit worried about this. Damn, I go every morning like clockwork. I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that is. Is day 9 what it feels like to be pregnant? It's normal and healthy to have a bowel movement anywhere between 3 times a week to 3 times a day. You should go see a doctor. You need to add fiber. That seems pretty bad. Do you eat? What's the 9-day BM like? Abnormally large, etc. 9 days. I'm over here like 2-3 times a day. I once went like 10 days without a shit in prison despite eating and was getting worried before a 18-in long pole ejected itself from my anus under duress. Once a day, usually after coffee. Actually, always after coffee. 9 days. My brother in Christ, see a doctor. Your poor butthole on day 9. Rip King. It's supposed to be healthiest to poop twice or even 3 times every day. You should really go seek a doctor's opinion to help you go more often. I've never gone more than 2 days. 9 is way too long. I'd contact a GI doctor and see about something like constipation or blockage. I think most people make poop every morning. If I waited 9 days to shit, I would break the toilet plunger. Do you have to call a plumber every 9 days? Confucius say he who don't poop every day is full of it. I was sent to the hospital for not pooping for 10 days. That's definitely not normal, my friend. I go once a day. Sometimes more. If you don't eat, you don't poop. Anywhere from 1-3 times per day and 1-3 days apart. Yeah, it's general policy at most long-term care facilities to start giving stool softeners, laxatives, enemas, or fiber supplements if someone hasn't had a bowel movement within a 72-hour period. That's usually considered the longest period of time to still be within normal limits. Should be having a movement anywhere from 3x a day to every 3 days. Daily is typically most common. I used to go once a week or so when I was younger. Then I found that I was chronically dehydrated and did not eat enough fruits and vegetables. Now I go 1-3 times a day, and if I skip a day I feel bloated and logy. I poop every day. You should go to a doctor. I usually poop once a day. I wouldn't say it's normal, but 9 days seems to be around my limit too. I have always been once a week or may 3 times a month myself. I didn't even know that was unusual until I had been alive so long it didn't seem like anything to worry about. This is one downside of us being so quiet about things like that. I usually go every day or 2. Depends on what I'm eating. What are you eating? Wait, fuck, I go like 10 times a day. Am I going too much then? I poop 9 times a day. Damn. I go 2-3 times a day. If you ask that, more than what you currently are, I'd say. I go at least 5 times a day. Once in 9 days sounds insane. Nah man, you're good. I poop once a month max. You know No Nut November? Yeah, well, I do know Poop November. You should poop for every meal you eat, if not you need fibers. Depends on diet and metabolism. I poop about every other day on average. If it's not impacting you in any other way, then it's probably not an emergency. That being said, 9 days is a lot. I would bring it up on your next doctor's visit for sure. I go every morning and every night before bed. Sometimes I go again midday. I couldn't imagine not going for 9 days. 4 times a day. That's not normal. You should get it checked by a doctor. I had times when I wasn't drinking enough water and that happened. So just drinking more solved. But that or eating more fiber doesn't work. Go to the doctor. Run up that Metamucil, my friend. 9 days seems like absolutely too long. There's no shame in seeing a doctor to make sure your body is getting what it needs. I'm terrified of ending up in the ER with an impacted bowel. I have chronic constipation. After 4 days I use a suppository. It works for me. Unfortunately, both low fiber and high fiber can make you constipated. And as most people get older, pooping gets more complicated. Take some probiotics, my guy. I am not a doctor, but I would say at once or twice every day or 2 is healthy. Or at least once every 2 days. At least once a day. That can be pretty dangerous. Especially if going is difficult and you experience bloating and belly pain. I've known people to pass away due to chronic constipation damaging their bowels. I have undiagnosed IBS and sometimes I go that long as well. Sometimes I go every day. It just depends on the week. If you're scared or hurting, you should definitely see a doctor. If not, you will probably live. Do you have an eating disorder issue? I would think it's healthy to have 1 good shit a day. Maybe speak to your doctor. 2-3 times with one almost always 10 minutes after I wake up. You should be pooping daily. If you're really running clean, you should poo every time you eat. Something's off. You might be dehydrated or not get enough fiber. Raw shredded coconut should get things going. But you probably need to do to a doctor, as that is not the norm. I poop after every meal. That gastro-colic reflex go hard. Instead of asking Reddit, maybe go see a doctor and eat more fiber. Most people poop every day or every other day. How much food do you eat? How do you have 9 days worth of poo inside of you? Tired. Same here. OP and my friends all think I'm crazy. I just don't feel the need to poop all that often. You may want to visit a doctor. You should go on average every 1-3 days. I thought you had to poop at least once a day. Currently shitting for the 2nd time at work today. Once every 9 days sounds super abnormal and you should see a doctor. I do it daily, so yeah, kind of weird. You should see a doctor. That isn't normal but is probably a simple dietary issue that can be fixed. You need to see a doctor. I poop daily. Add more fruits and vegetables to your diet will help. Most people poop daily. Every 9 days is not normal whatsoever. I assume you obliterate the toilet every time since you've got 9 days of poop coming out all at once. Also, your poor beehole. I go basically once a day, and I practically never eat. You really should see a doctor. That sounds so uncomfortable. Not a doctor, but this does not seem right. I go once or twice a day. 9 days seems really bad. I'd go see a doctor. I take a 2 daily, sometimes even twice a day. Go to a doc, that ain't right. By the way, drink 8 cups of water a day.